So my friends, in this video we'll be unboxing and setting up the Samsung Qled Q65T. This is the 55-inch version. It's one of the most affordable QLEDs of 2020. Let's take a closer look. Don't forget to hit the red button to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and click the notification bell to get my next video first. Now, those of you wondering what the difference is between the Q60T and the Q65T, it's very simple. It is just the colouring. The colouring on the Q60T is completely black with the black stand and the black frame, and on this TV it's the slightly lighter grayer. Now, this retails for around £1,100 in the UK, and it's around that or even a little bit cheaper in the US. I will try and find some links for you to check those out for yourself, and I'll pop those in the description. This comes with all the apps that you would expect, but I will go through those in just a second. So the Q65T and the Q60T are effectively Samsung's entry-level QLEDs for 2020. Inside the box are the stands, and I'll show you how to install those. And you also get what I have come to really like with the Samsung range is the accessory kit, which includes 2 remote controls, and again we'll have a closer look at those. Now obviously it is recommended that 2 people pull this out of the box just so that you don't drop it, but this TV is only 17.4 kilos without the stand on, and so therefore it isn't that heavy if you are the only person around. However, I can't recommend that. Now, I always just lay the TV down on top of the box, still within its protective wrapping, just to make sure that you're not damaging the screen. And here we can then have a look at the connections and also get the stand installed. Speaking of ports, on the back you have 3 HDMI, none of which are HDMI 2.1, so if you are looking for 4K at 120Hz, you're not going to get it with this TV. You also need to be aware that you don't get things like VRR, variable refresh rate, but the rest of the connections are fine, and this being the entry level, it's probably not expected that you would be getting either of those things with this particular model. If you're thinking of wall mounting the TV, then it's a standard Visa mount, and that measures around 8 inches by 8 inches or approximately 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. This has quite a wide footprint for the stand if you are putting it on a unit. You do need a meter clearance in order to put it on, so something to bear in mind, guys. If you have got a cabinet which is less than a meter, this isn't going to fit. Each leg weighs 0.1 of a kilo and feels like a very strong, durable plastic. It's not metal, it is plastic, but it feels like one which isn't going to bend. Now, what I really like about these is they literally just push straight into the holes. There's no screws needed. To remove those legs, you literally just pull. It could not be simpler. Now, this is a review model that I've got from Samsung, so that protective film, which I love to peel off, has already been removed, but I have got these little sidebars, but it just doesn't give me the same amount of pleasure. And there is that little Samsung film there, which, okay, it's just not the same, guys. When you get your model, remember also there is protective film around the edges. I'm going to be leaving these on because this TV will be going back. Like with all of the 2020 QLED range, you get 2 remote controls. One of them is what I call the ugly one, that's the standard one on the left, and the other is the far more attractive. It's a very comfortable feel. It really does work very, very well indeed, and I really do like using these. They do feel the business. As I'm sure most of you know, LED panels are always going to be thicker than OLED, certainly for the majority of the screen anyway. Now, this is still not that bad though. It's only 5.74 centimeters at its maximum depth, and that does taper off at the ends. Now, I recommend that you download the Samsung SmartThings app, and it makes it very easy to then set this TV up, but you can do it either way, either manually or via the app. But either way, it's very, very simple. I'll skip ahead of that. If you want to see that, then check out one of my previous Samsung videos because I have featured that setup in there. So guys, one tip I definitely recommend that you do, and that's plug everything in, including your antenna and your cable and all of your boxes before you start the process, because then as you're running through the different screens like wireless connection, etc., all of those things will set up in the background. It will save you time, effort, and you'll get to the end of the wireless setting up process and it will just be done. You do also have the choice of 2 voice assistants, either the one from Samsung, Bixby, or obviously the well-known one from Amazon. So obviously, depending on your location, there will be plenty of apps already pre-installed, but there are also some others that you can select. For instance, here in the UK, you've got BBC iPlayer, which isn't pre-installed, but you can install it. Now, if you are considering between the Samsung range of 2020 TVs and LG's range, then bear in mind that at the time of doing this video, LG do not have the agreements in place for the UK iPlayer, Mi5, 4OD, and ITV Hub. The final thing that you'll be asked to do is test your remote, and on the more slender remote, that's just a case of pushing up or down on volume or channel just to double check that things are working. Once that's all in place, you're ready to go and your TV is set up. So now that you're all set up, you can enjoy your TV. One of the things that we'll be doing in our full review, which will come in around about a week's time, once we've played with it, tested it, and done lots of different tweaks with settings and things, is looking at everything that this TV can do. Now, we already love the design. It's very similar to a number of the other QLEDs out there at the moment with very, very thin bezels, and our first impressions of some of the images are really, really good. But we'll be comparing standard definition to high definition. We'll look at the different apps that are available, and we'll also point out things which maybe are a little bit of a negative or things that you need to consider if you're purchasing this TV. So guys, make sure you hit the red button and subscribe, because that video will be coming soon. And if this video has been helpful, then please do give it a thumbs up. We've got a range of other videos that we've already done as well, and do be sure to check those out. But this is the Samsung Q65T. It's the entry-level QLED for 2020, and I definitely think that it's one that you're going to want to know a little bit more information about. Come back for that full review in a week or so's time. I'll leave a link in the description of this one as soon as it's live, but thanks my friends for watching this video, and I really do look forward to seeing you on the next.